Hi there and welcome to lesson number 2 for Entre Dos Aguas. If somehow you've stumbled upon this lesson without having already viewed lesson number 1, which goes over the first rhythm guitar part for this song, then go back and watch that video if you haven't yet done so. Otherwise, if you're ready, let's get started. Vámonos. Okay, so we've got 8 bars of the bass intro where we aren't playing until bar number 9. And that's our starting point here, where we're holding an A minor 7 chord up on the 5th fret with our first finger holding the bar chord over all 6 strings, and the third finger on the 5th string along the 7th fret. Now switching our attention over to the right hand, we have a constant down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up motion as our basic pattern. And this really is important to remember because it's going to help you keep things simple in your mind when learning these techniques, which might seem hard to remember in the moment when you're trying to execute them. So just remember at this point that whatever I'm about to show you to do with your thumb, your playing fingers, or the outer palm of your hand, right here, the basic fundamental movement is just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So remember that. The first movement is down with the thumb strumming the bass strings with a simultaneous golpe with the ring finger, which hits the bottom half of the rosette. This is an accented note. Next, for the and of one, we strum up with the thumb along the 3rd and 4th strings. Next, for the second beat, strum the 3rd and 2nd strings with the middle and ring finger together. And when I say together, I mean that I want you to fuse your middle and your ring finger together for this movement so that they are working as one unit. Then, we are now at the and of 2. You have an upward strum of the thumb, and this is an accented quarter note. Then for the 3 beat, we have nothing. But remember to let your right hand drop down, continuing the down-up movement, because we've got to return our thumb back down below the 1st string. Next, we have a downward strum with the index finger, accompanied by a palm mute. And what that is this part of the hand, the hypothenar eminence, muting all the strings while you strike with the index. Now, if this is your first time trying this technique of the palm mute, then you know that it definitely feels quite awkward. So you definitely want to simplify this learning process for this technique in some way, right? First, think about the strumming motion with the index finger on the 4 beat, and then do it a few times to internalize that movement and how it feels. We're just doing the strum. We haven't yet added the palm mute. That's coming up. And notice that I'm still holding the A minor 7 chord. I'm not muting it with any of my fretting fingers, like that. Then what I want you to do is keep your hand in the normal playing position, all right? And have your palm slanted, and you're going to do a slanted karate-like chop at the strings. And then do that a few times to internalize that movement and how it feels. All right? Now, I want you to combine those 2 separate movements into one single movement. The result of that combination is this, the palm mute. All right? So try it with me. The goal here is to have the palm down just in time for the strings to be muted right when the index finger begins to strum the 6th string right there. Now finally we come to the and of 4, which is very simple compared to the palm mute we just did with the 4 beat. All we do here is recover the chord that we were holding by strumming upward with the index finger. Boom. Now take everything that I just showed you for bar number 9 and repeat it for bar number 10. Then for bars number 11 and 12, change your chord to a B minor 7 bar chord while retaining the same right hand strumming pattern. And B minor 7 is the exact same shape as the A minor 7 chord, just moved up to the 7th fret. Now, for bars number 13 and 14, just come back down to the A minor 7 chord, maintaining the the same strumming pattern. Then for bars 15 and 16, continue once again the same strumming pattern, but this time holding a B major bar chord on the 7th fret. So here's what we have for bars 9 through 16. 3, 4. We'll repeat that sequence 10 times. Then after the repeat, on bar 17, we simply strum downward with the thumb on the B major chord. Then for the next several bars, until bar 27, we rest. You'll notice in the tablature and standard notation that the tempo increases from 176 beats per minute to 210 beats per minute. So once again, we start our rhythm again on bar 27. We are now playing faster. We're also, at this point, going to return to the same right hand strumming pattern that I taught you in lesson number 1. So once again, if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it so that you can play this next section. We have an E minor chord for bars 27 through 28. Then a D major chord for bars 29 through 30. Then a C7 chord for 31 and 32. Then B7 add 11 for 33 and 34. Then for bars 35 through 42, we'll use virtually the same chord progression, but we'll just be tweaking a few chord shapes, and I'll let you know which ones those are when we get to them. So bar 35 is E minor, and then bar 36, we tweak the E minor chord just a little bit by adding a G on the 6th string. Then for bar 37, we tweak our D major chord a lot by putting our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, our 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and our 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, leaving all the 5th, 4th, and 1st strings open. Then bars 39 and 40 are C7. Bar 41 is B7, this time with the 4th finger on the 2nd fret, and we pair that with a B7 G flat chord for bar 42, and that's a 2nd finger barring the 6th string and the 5th string. So after we've got all that, we'll repeat that section, which is, once again, bars 35 through 42, a total of 9 times. Let me just play it through real quick. Pretty much the same as lesson number 1. So from this point, you're going to see a lot of similarities in the rhythm. And that brings us to a breath of air and rolling congas that we have in bars 43 through 46. And we're going to play 2 chords, a D add 9 F sharp with a golpe of the middle finger, otherwise what I refer to as an hacha golpe or an axe golpe, followed by an E minor using the same type of golpe. And this section is repeated 2 times. Dun da dum, bum ba dum, just like lesson number 1. Bum ba dum, bum ba dum, and just let it mute right there. Then go for bars 47 through 50. And we go back and forth between the same chords. That's D, add 9, F sharp. And then we have an E minor. Repeating that sequence for a total of 6 times. Then on the 7th time, we strum with the hacha golpe, or an axe golpe, with the middle finger, for an E minor, add 9 chord. And that's it. So as you can see, both of these rhythm guitar parts for the song are similar, but they're different. The first guitar part, if you saw that video, is using open chords down here, and an open strumming pattern. Whereas the second rhythm guitar part is using bar chords up here and a palm mute pattern. Right? So so different. And then towards the second half of the song, they kind of integrate. And that's it. Thank you for watching this lesson, and a special thanks to all the Flamenco for You Patreons who made this lesson possible, including our Gold Tier Patreon supporter, Cristian Conriquez. Viva tu amigo. Ole!
Information and to receive free materials, news updates, and more, subscribe to Ben's newsletter at flamencoforyou.com.
Hey, don't be mistaken. This is not Esteban.
Americana.